Sundays in Big 12 play this year, game threes, they are 8-0, so they know how to finish. So here comes Jillian Poulard to start things off, a home run in 3 straight games, including the 3-run shot yesterday. Another one of their transfers from McNeese State. Both these coaches exceptional in the last several years, hitting that transfer portal. And a big moment for Carly Keeney out there in the circle. Her first start since UT Arlington on March 20th. They've been using her quite a bit out of the bullpen.
And she's really been the only pitcher for Oklahoma that's been able to shut down the Cowgirls in this series. 3 1/3 inning, hasn't given up a hit in this series.
One inning of work yesterday, 2 1/3 Friday, and Poulard right at Sydney Sanders, one down. That'll bring up Talon Edwards, the sophomore from nearby Moore, Oklahoma. Looking for her first hit of the series. She has reached 3 times, however, on free passes and scored a couple of times. A 6-3 win on Friday and then 6-2 yesterday.
Well, that's the pitch that's going to be really important for Keeney. That is her screwball, and she likes to throw that about 48% of the time.
Misses high. 2-0.
Take a look at those screwball, drop ball. Those are her 2 most successful pitches. She throws those for a strike most often. She'll also go upstairs a little bit, curveball as well.
Tried to hit the top of the zone, 3-0. And is that not ball 4? Yes, it is. So a base runner aboard with 1 out, and here comes Caroline Wong, who Holly Rowe just reported to us with. And the head-to-head matchup with one of her best buds out there in the circle on the other team.
She's led this team every offensive category, her 17th home run yesterday.
First pitch swinging, Brito to second for 1. Torres turns, double play. Three straight national championships for this senior class, including Tiare Jennings and Kinsey Hansen. They are hoping for a little better fortune at the plate so far in the series. They're 0 for 12. With just the 1 run batted in. So they're looking to turn things around today. Can they do that against Ivy Rosenberry, who makes another appearance for Oklahoma State?
You know, Rosenberry was outstanding yesterday, really working the edges, and that's one of the things that makes her successful, is that when she does miss, she typically misses out of the zone or in the direction of the pitch. So she'll hammer that drop ball in the inner half. A lot of vertical separation and movement on that pitch. She'll also expand the zone with the curveball.
Already an issue with
she needs to
the watch for pitch calling. Yep.
Minor detail. she's got an idea of what she wants to throw.
That's one of the new devices that teams can use now to signal information into their pitcher as well as their defense. So you can call pitches, you can move defenders around.
And the key for Ivy is going to be getting inside, establishing the inside part of the plate to these OU hitters.
And there's the new tradition here at Love's, the OU to start out the ball game. They'll take their seats. And in steps Jada Coleman. 2 for 6 so far this weekend. Pulls that down the line and just outside the chalk. Three-time first-team All-American. Has gone through several different iterations at the plate. She was a singles hitter when she got here, added some power after that. Now the home run numbers have dropped back down a little bit, but still a 400 hitter. Although you can really add her name to that, Jennings, the two players here at near the top of the order that have been their fire starters for 4 years, but have been quiet over the course of the last month. And all that goes through the minds of seniors as they inch closer to the end of the line. As brilliant as they have been, you get the sense that even they're feeling things a little bit as they try and gear up to win a 4th title in a row, unprecedented in college softball. To third, Edwards is there, 1 down.
We've seen Jada Coleman now this series. You mentioned her struggles. She's been going to the short game, going to the slap, laying down some bunts. You saw her swing away her first pitch and ended up getting jammed.
Here's the freshman from Los Angeles, Ella Parker. Trying to break through this Oklahoma State pitching staff that through 35 innings, guys, in this series have allowed just, and against Texas, have allowed just 5 earned runs against 2 of the top teams in the country, and they've won both of those series.
A lot of good chemistry on this Cowgirl team this year. You can tell they're rooting and cheering for each other. A little bit of a toe stubbing against Iowa State, which is part of the reason they were not able to win the regular season.
That cost them the regular season, yeah. Haven't lost since then. Rosenberry checks with the home plate umpire to see where that was. A little bit outside. Leah Dahm, Mike Burwell, Megan Rabin. The men and women in blue today as Patty Gasso looks on. See, positive energy early on from the Oklahoma side.
That's the spot. That is exactly how Oklahoma State has been able to have success, is establishing that inside part of the plate. You saw Ella Parker's reaction. It's an area that they do not like.
And she's backed off the plate now because of it.
Another ground ball to Edwards. 2 down. And here comes T.R.A. Jennings, the 3-time All-American. All-time in her NCAA career, number 7 in home runs, number 6 in runs batted in. The 3rd Sooner to reach the 90 home run mark, behind Jocelyn Alo and Lauren Chamberlain.
She had tears yesterday for her senior day. family and celebration, and think about everything that she's accomplished already from the moment, really, since she got here, Norman.
Yeah, one of the great college hitters in history.
Just so talented, so good at second base the first 3 years, and now has moved over to shortstop.
Rosenberry catches the outside corner, 2-2.
Cat and mouse game right now. And Smitty, you mentioned this, but Tiare just backed off the plate a little bit because they were coming inside, and then that last one called away.
That's what has made her so special. That's her entire career, half of her hits, extra base hits. Count goes full. First 3 batters have all reached a 3-ball count against Rosenberry. And gets the strikeout. 1-2-3 inning for Ivy. Scoreless through 1.
Well, yes, you're watching a wiffle ball game with the softball team from Oklahoma State. They were playing at Iowa State, and after dropping 2 of those games, Kenny Gajewski got the idea from some of his staff, we've got to have more fun. This team is pressing. They're too tight. So they went to the store, got the wiffle ball stuff, and they had a fun game. And it was everybody on the staff. Well, since that wiffle ball game, they have been unbeaten, a 10-game winning streak. Not only that, but they put up 78 runs. They have been productive, finding their fun again. Softball's supposed to be a game. That has been the secret to the Oklahoma State success this season.
And he took us all back to our own childhood as you see Carly Godwin stepping in. Kenny was the all-time pitcher. Do you remember when you were a kid how cool it was to be either the all-time pitcher or the all-time quarterback when you were playing with the other kids in the neighborhood?
That's right.
Ghost runners and
Yes.
Drinking out of the hose. Don't get us started.
The garden hose water was the best.
Godwin's like a kid in a candy store right now. Was 5 for 6 in the series before grounding out there, but the freshman having an impact in her first Bedlam situation. 1 down. And that'll bring up the other freshman, Rosie Davis. Both of them are on the top 25 freshman watch list for National Freshman of the Year honors. I'm trying my best to hype them up, and they're swinging early in counts. 2 down. They class, by the way, is so good. I think they made it 26. They had to add another freshman to the list, but these 2 are good for Oklahoma State. Parker and Pickering good for Oklahoma. I think Jason E. Beecham at Florida State.
Outstanding.
Hitter. Mattia Groff, the pitcher at Southern Illinois, having herself a whale of a year also.
Tegan Cavan for Texas.
Yeah.
Has been outstanding.
Bridget Namath, Penn State. Keegan Rothrock, Florida.
Yeah. A lot of good
good
pitchers
this weekend, too.
Well, Florida's moving on up in the world. KPI, I think, has them now in the top 8. KPI is another metric like RPI that the selection committee can use. And that's lined out to right center, and a base hit there for Claire Tim.
Claire Tim, nice job. You look at the length that she has going below the knee. Get enough barrel on this. Find its way into the outfield. First hit of the game for the Pokes.
That'll bring up Michaela Wark, and get ready because she homered Friday night and homered Saturday night. Speaking of homers, perhaps the Big 12's Player of the Year, Reese Atwood, finished with a bang. Congratulations to the Texas Longhorns, winners of the regular season crown. And Reese, new school records in a single season for homers and runs batted in.
Just a sophomore. She's been outstanding.
Had that red hot start, then cooled struggled and now on the rise for the postseason. Hard grounder to Jennings. She'll fire to first. Side is retired. Still no scores. We're ahead of the bottom of the second here in Norman. Trying to get an 8th and a 4th in a row. She just picked up recently her 1,500th win. Only Carol Hutchins and Mike Candrea have more dubs in the history of the sport. And it's been a heck of a run. 6 national championships in 10 years. And the championship series in 8 of the last 11 years. And so that's why, whether you love them or hate them, this weekend has taken on a lot of significance around the country. Some people think it's just the wake-up call they needed. Others think this shows perhaps a weakness in the dynasty, that somebody else can take the top spot in the NCAA tournament.
I think someone can always take the top spot, and I think it does show more weakness, even though their offensive numbers, ironically, are better this year than last year. The biggest thing that teams are finding out is they can put runs on the board.
Elena Torres pops it up. That's playable. 1 down.
They've been able to score more runs against Oklahoma than they've ever had before, and that's created momentum. It's created confidence, some swag from the teams that come into Norman especially.
Yeah, there have been a lot of long balls. We talk about Oklahoma hitting them, but they've also given up a lot this year, 34 home runs.
What you got for us, Holly?
Well, you talked about all the accolades for Patty Gasso. We can report she will have a statue out front of this stadium, one of the few female statues in our country. It's a big honor for her.
Hot shot off the glove of Bloodworth, and Brito is aboard first base runner for Oklahoma. Holly?
And Beth, I can confirm I have seen a photo of the statue. It looks phenomenal, and I'm not going to give too much away, but I think you can guess she is wearing a visor.
There is a visor. America, there is a visor.
You wouldn't recognize her if there wasn't.
Oh, that's going to be special right out front here at Loves Field. They're still putting some finishing touches around the property, behind the scenes. But just a tremendous facility they have built here that has become the new standard now for everyone else to try and match as the sport continues to grow. Score that a base hit for Brito as Pickering squares to bunt.
That ball was just fired. I mean, Brito, we talked about the frustrations of this lineup. She was fired up when she reached first base.
Just 3 for 26 this series with a runner on base for the Sooners. The other effect, of course, before Patty and after Patty is the elevation of the entire league, trying to keep pace. And the improvements with Kenny Gajewski at Oklahoma State, 4 straight trips to the World Series. Texas spends a lot of money and effort to help out Mike White get that program back to the Women's College World Series. And now they win the regular season in the Big 12 Conference for the first time in over a decade. All 3 of these programs will be contending, and don't count Baylor out either. Final day of the regular season. We are a week away from Selection Sunday. 2 hours of coverage for you next Sunday night. Of course, it'll start Saturday with 5 conference championship games. Building towards that selection show. 2 hours of coverage. Sooners have taken the lead in each of the first 2 games in the series, but Oklahoma State came back to take it away. They were going to get the lead runner, Brito, at second, 2 down on the fielder's choice. Holly?
Well, guys, we've told you before, but just to remind viewers who might be new today, Ivy is suffering through an injury to her rib. She's in a lot of pain. Her pain tolerance is kind of dictating how long she can go. And after the game last night, Kenny Gajewski said she was the story of that big win, and we saw her in tears. She is suffering through pain, but she told me she is taking some pain medication that is creating some nausea, but she was going to try to give them at least 6 outs today. We do see activity in the bullpen, but Ivy is just battling through it, giving everything she has for her team despite that injury.
She faces Kinsey Hansen here. Holly, didn't she even have the day count? Does she have the
Yes.
hours and minutes down to how much longer she's got to go?
Yes, she said 37 more days
There
till
it
she
is.
could rest and relax. So now today is 36. So Ivy, everybody's got you. You're just such a trooper.
And I'm assuming that count is through the national championship. So
That's right.
I like her confidence as well. In recent years, they've reached the semis just a couple of years ago. The Big 12 had 3 of the 4 teams in the national semis. And as you see, there's already some bullpen activity. Kyra Aycock. One and 2 to Hansen. Kinsey's also playing through some pain. We have seen her taking some shots, but as the catcher through the first couple of games behind home plate. One of the best in the business out of Norco, California. Two times named to the All-Women's College World Series team. Waits on it, and it's right at Bloodworth. Goes the short way, side retired, 2 complete, scoreless from Love's Field. For 6. And for the first time in 31 years, that mullet guy can celebrate a series win in Norman. And it's one of the best resumes going. The RPI of 10 and 9 top 25 wins. Neither side able to break through in the first couple of innings. So 8-9 in the top of the order coming up for Oklahoma State. Lexi McDonald, the right fielder. McDonald, a rope out to center field, and it gets by Coleman all the way to the wall. Lexi going for second, dives in head first, and she's safe.
That's a rare miss for Jada Coleman, one of the best outfielders in the game, period. I mean, she tracks down everything. This ball is hit hard. Flat out base hit off the bat, barreled up by Lexi. But then watch Jada Coleman, she kind of hesitated there, unsure the angle, ends up getting by her to turn a single into a double.
First runner in scoring position for either side today. And Megan Bloodworth will come up in the 9 spot in the lineup. Looking to lay down the bunt. There has been some speculation from fans and folks that watch the Sooners a lot that there is a bit of an adjustment period to the new digs here, and a new stadium and a new feel and a lot more fans around. And so maybe something that we just saw there with Jada Coleman, trying to get that angle right. First season in their new home. Obviously, they've played quite a bit in here, but they still aren't in their locker room here. This isn't technically all the way home facility just yet. They're still moving a lot of stuff over from their old ballpark.
Well, Beth, to your point, they actually have just barely started practicing and hitting here.
Brito tried for third, goes to first instead. Everybody's safe. Holly?
The locker rooms and everything in the offices should all be done by next week. They are looking to probably move into this facility full-time by 4 regionals for the NCAA. The construction crews have been working around the clock for the last year in this $48 million facility. But there is some new wrinkles. The wall is different. The track is a little different. The grass a little different. So they have not been on this field as much as they normally would just because they're not practicing here full-time all the time.
Yeah. And, of course, the tremendous athletic director, Joe Castiglione, but almost everyone else involved are all women that have helped put together all the details of this beautiful facility. And a threat here now for Oklahoma State with nobody out, runners on the corners and back to the top of the order.
Well, even just the little things like maybe Brito couldn't hear Jennings saying, hey, there's no play at third. Too long of a pause looking at third. You don't get the out at first. All those little things that come into play. 4,500 fans in this amazing facility, twice what there were at Marita Hines. So there's all these little things that become big things that they're still adjusting to.
Poulard, even though she hits first, has some punch in that bat. A couple of home runs in the first 2 games of this series.
Keeney, the only pitcher she's faced, she hasn't gone yard off of. Hit a home run off of Kelly Maxwell. Same with Deal Friday night.
Well, they've hit so many solo home runs, they actually have not had a lot of runners in scoring position this series. They're only 3 for 8 so far.
10 of the 12 runs via the home run ball.
3-1 from Keeney. Sanders backhand throws to home. It's high. They've got the runner caught up in a rundown, and Brito gets the tag on Lexi McDonald for the first out.
Well, this ball hit hard over at Sanders. She immediately is looking, though, and that's a ball that you've got to go. Warsaw, the pinch runner, you've got to go on bat angle. If that's right side and down, you can see a little bit of a hesitation, and then she stops seeing that Sanders is going to come home. So it's going to be very important to learn from that for the ball off the bat and the angle hitting through the dirt.
Well, Kenny Gajewski, who had a pretty good look at that play at third, is asking about a challenge here, or at least for the officials to talk about whether or not Warsop was safe diving back into the base. Are they also possibly looking at obstruction here?
Definitely not obstruction.
Nope.
Throw clearly beats her. She's out.
Yeah, out by a mile. The field is out at third. They would need video proof that she was safe, and we did not see that on the replays. Appeared to be the correct call. Here they come. Yeah, we did get word that they were looking at the obstruction, and that was not in play. So the first out of the inning. Runners at first and second now for Oklahoma State, with Talon Edwards coming up. Edwards walked her first time up. Keeney's pitch away, 1-0. their second double play of the day.
Businesses go further with 5G solutions. That's why they choose T-Mobile for Business. PGA of America and T-Mobile are partnering on 5G-powered analytics to help improve player performance. T-Mobile's network helps AAA stay connected nationwide to get their members.
And looking to avoid what would be the first ever sweep at the hands of a Big 12 opponent in a 3-game series. Has never happened.
Well, with them moving to the SEC, if it doesn't happen today, it will never have happened.
Both Oklahoma and Texas moving on next year. Handful of teams will join Oklahoma State in the Big 12. Longhorns today joining the growing list of conference champs that includes the likes of Tennessee and the SEC. Duke, the first time ever in the ACC, a regular season championship. And UCLA back on top in the Pac-12 after a rocky start to the year. Boone, who has moved up into the 8th spot in the lineup, is aboard.
I mean, just get down the line. Riley Boone is so much fun to watch play the game. A missed hit is a hit for Riley Boone because of the speed. Saw her kind of slow down her swing, almost like a pseudo slap out of the gate. Gets down the line. She ended up practically in right field. That's how much she went through the bag.
Rosenberry, you could see she pointed to herself. She should have gotten after that ball, and she did not. I think that's part of that injury that she has, knowing that it's a little tough for her to reach, but she looked immediately over the dugout and kind of pointed at herself like, oh, that's mine. I should have gone and gotten it.
So Sydney Sanders, who slides down into the 9 spot in the lineup.
She was pinch hit for late in yesterday's game. Patty Gasso trying to utilize her bench, mix up the lineup, just really anything to ignite an offense. Normally close to 400, and they've been hitting below 200.
Sanders was an All-American as a freshman at Arizona State, transferred in, took a while to get going, and then got hot late in the year last season for the Sooners. It's pretty much been hit or miss this season.
It's incredible. Half her hits are home runs.
It's amazing.
Home runs, strikeouts, or walks.
And that's exactly how they struck her out yesterday. They come back underneath the hands, and then they use that curveball away. So they set her up on the inner half, and then they go to the outer half. That's actually a drop ball, but Ivy Rosenberry can throw a drop ball and a curveball in that outer half, and she can chase you either down or either out. She picks up a big strike out of Sanders.
Top of the order, and Coleman grounded to third her first time up. After the unproductive out at the bottom. Sanders, by the way, if you're wondering, did not have a sacrifice bunt all season, so that may be why they chose to have her swing there. Coleman flails at that one outside.
If that was a hit and run, or protecting her. See, Coleman was
only a 1-0 count. Bloodworth to second in time, 2 down. Hey, here's tonight's Sunday night baseball matchup for you. Third game between, the third of game. I'm just going to go with Sunday night baseball, guys. It's the Giants and the Phillies, 7 Eastern on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and ESPN Radio. Our coverage begins at 6:30 Eastern with baseball tonight, Sunday night.
Phillies ahead of the Braves, jumped up game and a half, leading the East now. Braves losing to the Dodgers again today. If there's any Dodger fans, there's one right now to bat. That'll park an uncle.
Reaches for it and delivers. Coleman rounding second and off to third. Runners on the corners with 2 down.
Well, Uncle Dave Roberts, the manager of the Dodgers, would be very proud of his niece, Ella Parker, really trying to get things going. Look where that pitch was located, low and away. The reach to be able to get around this just shows the strength of Ella Parker to find grass on this. Jada Coleman getting at third base. Take a look at the swing, too. I mean, look how far.
Finish it off at first base. Gary Everly, the pitching coach, is out to talk with Ivy Rosenberry right now. So Patty Gasso taking a moment to chat with her Sooners. And her son there next to her, JT, their hitting coach. Looks like Ivy will stay. There is some activity we've seen in their bullpen from Kyra Aycock. Sooners looking to strike first. Well, that's now Lexi Kilfoyle who's back there. The winner in the first 2 games of this series. First pitch swinging, Jennings grounds out to second base. Rosenberry gets out of the jam, still scoreless through 3.
A lot of people take them for granted, but they're the best I've ever coached, and each year they go on, the harder it gets. So maybe that's why you're seeing a little bit of the struggle, but we're working through it and trying to swing at pitches, swing hard, and swing at pitches in the zone.
That was my next question. Tiare Jennings has been maybe the most consistent Sooner you've had for the last 4 years, but she's struggling right now. How can she get back to being her version of herself?
This is a very good question, and I think she is a very good version of herself in here. Something's just not clicking, and that's happened to every one of our hitters. It just happens to be happening to her right now. She will break out of it. I know she will, so we just always have confidence in her.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thank you very much, Holly. And Patty Gasso, the head coach of the Sooners. Jennings 0 for 2 today. But look at the numbers she has put up over the course of her career. A 400 hitter with power, the ability to drive in runs. And for, most of those categories, only Jocelyn Allo has been better.
I think she's feeling that now more than ever because her team has needed more offensive production, and she knows a lot of that falls on her shoulders, even though there's so much capability in this lineup. Tiare is that senior feeling it right now.
Well, it's always interesting in this game when the offense struggles a little bit. We've joked about their offense almost being like their 4th best pitcher, right? Or because they put so many runs up on the board. But when you don't put runs up on the board, it puts pressure on your pitching staff. It puts pressure on your defense. I mean, all those little things. They've turned a couple big double plays here in this game, but it's interesting how pressure can beget more pressure into different areas of the game.
About Tiare too, she has never failed in her life. I mean, she has been so good throughout her entire career. You saw the numbers. I mean, who has the worst stretch of their career at the very end? I mean, usually it's your freshman year, sophomore slump. At some point, she has only known success. It's a hard thing to handle this late.
3-4-5 coming up here for Oklahoma State. And the walk for Caroline Wong. Let's send it back down to Holly Rowe.
Well, Carolyn Wong transferred in from Liberty, and Kenny Gaiesco said she has transformed this program. She's a great leader, the most consistent personality, wonderful player that they've brought in from Liberty. But the hidden gem behind bringing her in has been her mom, Ginny. So Ginny creates all of these natural products. So I want to show you here Ginny's body stuff, which is wonderful. We all used it yesterday. It's very moisturizing and wonderful. But most importantly is the butt stuff. It's not my name, it's hers, but it is for a baby's diaper rash. And Kenny Gaiesco, who has a brand new 9-week-old baby Gray, is using a lot of this butt paste for the baby. And so Caroline joining this team, bringing mom and her wonderful products, has just been an absolute win-win. But, sometimes you don't wake up and think, I'll do a butt stuff story on TV, but there you go.
There it is.
There it is.
Somebody alert Pat McAfee. We're going to need to get that on his program tomorrow.
That is a win.
That was awesome. And there's a little Gray.
There's Gray and Mom Rachel.
That's right. Baby's hiding behind the net. And I'll tell you what, for any mama knows, Butt paste is a win. You can get that in the family.
We won't be showing you any replays of butt stuff application if that's what you're concerned about. We'll just move on to the next. Pitch runner is Taylor Anderson down there at first. 0-2 is the count to Carly Godwin. Godwin lifts that one out to left. Boone on the run, makes the catch, slips and falls, but no harm done on the throw in. One down. Hey, we've got game one of the Eastern Conference second round between the Bruins and the Panthers. That's coming up Monday at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ESPN. And the road to the Stanley Cup final on ABC rolls on. I think I'm most proud of how we've handled what could have been some awkward transitions in our conversations this weekend. Awkward. Rosie Davis at the plate. It's all a part of Bedlam, folks. All a part of what goes on. The angst, the animosity, the awkward conversations between family members. It might be on both sides of the aisle. Chaos. Out to center field. Coleman coming on, makes the catch. It's all part of mayhem, too. We're into May. We're into the shadows of championship week, which starts this coming week. So get your brackets ready for all of the big conference tournaments. And a week from tonight is the selection show. We'll find out where these teams might be going. I'm guessing they'll both be staying at home as long as they keep winning.
And it brings an interesting storyline up that there are going to be a lot of really good second and third seeds showing up in the regionals, and there's a lot of parity.
Swing and a miss to Claire Tim.
I thought Carly Keeney's leadoff walk. Kind of feel like, okay, Oklahoma State, here comes a rally in 2 weak fly balls. This is through the heart of some of the biggest batters. This Polk's offense.
That was Keeney's first swing and miss of the game.
Yeah, she's got that screwball really effective to lefties. In fact, lefties just hit a .188 off of her. Righties fare better. They hit .231, so she does a good job of expanding the zone away using that screwball.
Into the netting in foul territory. Kenny Gajewski will be coming up after the break. Can't promise. Holly Rowe won't question him about the butt stuff or the body lotion. Two-out hits this series for Oklahoma State. Not this time. Carly Keeney gets her first strikeout.
Brand new baby Gray. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. We're thrilled. He's the good luck charm, so we got to keep him coming around here.
He has worked so far. You got 2 earlier wins in this series, but right now, a lot of contact. Haven't been able to bring in those runs. What has to change at the plate?
Yeah, we just got to get a ball to get in the gap or get a ball over the fence or do something. We're taking really nice at-bats, and our girls look great. I'm really proud of them. So it's going to be a grind here. I mean, we know that. These guys are awesome, and they're very proud, so we're going to have to play well.
You've got Ivy still out there in the circle. I know she is gutting it out through the pain. How long do you keep going with her?
She keeps putting the zeros up there. Might as well keep rolling along. So we're watching her. We're kind of hit her now, and we'll just kind of see.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you, Holly and Kenny Gajewski. They were the Big 12 tournament champions a couple of years ago. And there are the zeros that Ivy's been putting up so far. Kenny turned over his coaching staff with Carrie Eberly and Vanessa Shippey Fletcher. And seems to be working. Of course, he played in this Bedlam rivalry on the other side, playing baseball at Oklahoma, alongside Florida softball head coach Tim Walton. They won a national championship back in the early 90s. Kenny did tell us this week the only Oklahoma team he still roots for is the baseball team. Everybody else, forget it. He rolls with the Pokes.
Yeah. He said some of the fans have given him a little bit of a hard time, but I'm like, but that's Bedlam. That's Bedlam. That goes both ways.
4, 5, and 6 for the Sooners. Had a couple of base runners last inning. And a base knock out to left. Lead off aboard for the second time.
I like seeing more aggressive swings from OU earlier in the count. We've seen them take a ton of pitches, and this is more of a pitcher's pitch. That pitch is low and in. A drop ball in on the hand. Finally, Oklahoma adjusting to pitches on the inner half. We've seen them kind of back off the plate, but still unable to barrel it until now.
Alyssa Brito singled in the second. Chases the rise at the eyes. 2 for 8 so far in the series.
That's what Patty talked about with their team, was to be the aggressor, to be not back on your heels.
That'll get out of play. They've been out in front in both games. Yesterday, the first blown lead in the 6th or 7th inning all season.
Start to see too, especially with Brito right now, starting to feel it. She had a base hit her last at bat, getting more aggressive at the plate.
Trying to come inside at her again, 1 and 2. One, 2 from Ivy. Skies that one. Left center, and drifting over to make the catch is Poulard. 1 down. That'll chase Torres back to the bag at first. Hey, Big 12 Now on ESPN Plus is a must-have for Big 12 fans, because the Phillips 66 Big 12 Softball Championship begins on Wednesday. First round coverage starts at 6 Eastern, with every game through Friday's semis exclusively on Big 12 Now on ESPN Plus, and then the championship games Saturday night on ESPN2. As that fly ball stayed in the ballpark, a reminder that they have not hit a home run yet in this series. It has been 7 years since they went through a 3-game stretch without hitting a home run. That's how prolific they have been.
That's incredible.
Yeah, if they don't get one today, that would be a 3rd game in a row. Of course, I think they have, what, 2 of the top 5 home run hitting single seasons in history. 2 of the all-time great sluggers, in Alo and Chamberlain.
95 on the year this year. Sanders, Jennings, Brito, all with double digits.
That was a series with Oklahoma State, by the way, April of 17. think Miami of Ohio is moving up the charts. Congrats to them, and look out for them in the NCAA tournament. Carly Spade just hit the 100th of her career and the 33rd this season. She could grab a new single-season NCAA record, which Laura Espinoza set back in 1995 with 37.
It's incredible it still lasted this long.
100%.
Different bats, different everything.
37 is a lot of home runs.
Full count to Pickering. Launches that one to left center. Back it goes! And the drought is over. Two-run shot for Cassidy.
I love this at bat from Cassidy Pickering. She went down 3-0, but continued to stay aggressive within the at bat, fought off a few different pitches to get to this one. She was looking middle away. She got the pitch that she wanted. You see that kind of front toe open, but stays firm with the backside to the ball. This got out in a hurry. She was maybe 3 steps out of the batter's box, and it was gone.
That sends a charge through the crowd as Kinsey Hansen steps in, and Ivy Rosenberry with a little chin music. I know, Michelle, you love to talk about ownership of the inside part of the plate. So crucial. Back to the days of your old buddy Sandy Koufax, right?
Absolutely. Show me a guy that can't throw on the inside corner, and I'll show you a loser. I mean, can't say it enough, right? If you're a pitcher, you've got to be able to throw on the inner half, and it can't just be on your arm side of the plate, right? You've got to be able to, if you're a righty, throw inside to righties, but also throw inside to lefties coming across your body. And a lot of pitchers are not comfortable with that. Rosenberry's actually done a really good job in this series. That really was the first mistake that any of the OSU pitchers has made. That was a 3-2 elevated drop ball that just got punched out of the yard.
And Hansen draws the walk. And let's see, is this going to be it for Ivy? That's the first free pass issued. Well, Carrie Everly right now just having a conversation with her. Don't see anybody ready to jump out of the bullpen or the dugout.
I think they were going to make a change. Kenny would be out there.
Yeah. Ivy stays, and that'll bring up Riley Boone. Infield single for Riley in the third. Another fifth-year senior with 3 championship rings. Their class, the last group through with that extra COVID year. Reaches for it off the glove of Edwards, and both base runners will be safe. Another infield hit for Boone.
That's a third error for Talon Edwards in this series, and that's what speed does. It reminds a hit because the speed, but personally, that's a play that Talon Edwards needs to make, but watch her rush it. Riley Boone gets down the line. We saw an infield hit her last at bat as well.
So now Sanders. One with 1 out. 0 for 4 in the series. And down on the count 0-2. Jada Coleman in the top of the order on deck. Missed it away.
Outside pitches that Sid Sanders has struggled with. That's where her strikeouts have come this series.
Down in the dirt, 2-2. She does hit .267 on the season with runners in scoring position. That includes 7, so almost half of her home runs. Skies that one towards Tim out in right. Hinson will advance to third. 2 down. And now a chance for Jada Coleman. Oh for 2. Boone will go ahead and take second. So 2 in scoring position now for the Sooners. Already with 2 runs in on the Cassidy Pickering home run this inning. Is it foul? Fly ball out to center, and 2 will be left aboard. But a home run for OU to take the lead.
Big 12 softball.
Oh, look at some of the conference champions celebrating around the country this weekend, including Texas right here in the Big 12. And there is your lineup coming your way on Saturday. All the games on ESPN2, and it starts at noon Eastern. American, ACC, SEC, Big 12, and Pac-12 in the top of the 5th. Bottom of the order due up for Oklahoma State. They trail by a couple.
The best Saturdays of the year. All those championships back to back to back. You got the iPad, you got the TV, you got everything pulled up.
We will be in Auburn, Alabama at the SEC tournament. And then we'll make our way up to Bristol, Connecticut. There you go, May 12th at 7 Eastern. 2 hours of coverage for you on ESPN2 with our crew and Amanda Scarborough. We'll find out where everybody's headed and who gets to stay at home. That SEC tournament, in all likelihood, will determine the top 8 seeds, the top 16. McDonald drives that one the opposite way, over the head of Riley Boone, and a great throw in from Boone to hold McDonald to a long single.
Lexi McDonald just continues, especially middle away. Nice job of going with this pitch that's off the plate, off the wall. How about this play from Riley Boone? I mean, she gets it off the wall, immediately knows where to throw it at second base. McDonald, no chance of getting safely into second. That is perfection on a ball hit over your head by Riley Boone.
Yeah, off the bat, getting over Boone's head. That looks like it's going to be a double, and so well played.
So here comes Katie Lott, the pinch hitter, and the 9 spot in the order. Tying run to the plate now for the Cowgirls.
Already run too for Alexi McDonald. Does not have a lot of speed, so she's staying at first base.
And it's in for a strike to Lott. Katie on the year, 235 at the plate. A couple of home runs. High fly ball out to left center, and Coleman's there, 2 down. As it stands, by the way, with Texas winning the regular season title, these two, the Sooners and the Pokes, would be on a collision course for another matchup in the semis, probably, at the Big 12 tournament if they win their first round games. So they're not done with each other in all likelihood, and probably good chance they'll crash into each other in the NCAA tournament as well at the World Series. See Poulard hitting it hard.
A split grip. Still able to get under the ball and elevate it.
You see, by the way, Kinsey Hansen going with the red horizontal tape across the chest protector today. We've seen the red and the blue, horizontal and vertical. Blue is supposed to be soothing. I don't know what the red stands for.
Not soothing.
Fiery, aggressive.
Fire me up.
Let's go.
(3-1). They're being careful with Jillian. Edwards is hitless on deck so far in the series, so they'll walk Poulard here with 2 outs. Edwards has walked and hit into a double play today. And that'll get Jen Rocha out of the dugout for a chat. Sooners with the lead. Cassidy Pickering with the 2-run home run in the bottom of the 4th. Let's send it down to Holly Rowe.
Well, a crucial walk and a big moment for Jillian Poulard. She has had a fantastic series, going yard several times. You know, she was in a slump not that long ago, and Kenny Gajewski said he and their hitting coach, Vanessa Shippey Fletcher, had to have a very tough conversation with her. She was taken out of the lineup for a while and then just kept working. She made her way back into the lineup. He said, I could see from the look in her eye, she was ready to return, and she has been a huge part of why they've won this series for the first time in over 30 years. And now she's on first with a crucial walk, 2 on in this big moment.
Yeah, she was out of the lineup for 14 games this season. But a big finish. And now she's over at first, and here's Talon Edwards.
Edwards, another one of those really young athletes. 6 of the 9 in the starting lineup for Oklahoma State, underclassmen.
Yeah, they all moved into bigger roles this year with so much loss to graduation and to transfer. took them a while to get going. Kenny was telling us it wasn't until after the Iowa State series we realized we are hard outs, and the confidence that has grown over this 10-game winning streak. The impact for a lot of these young players and the transfers to be in these pressure type situations now, building towards the end of the regular season and into the postseason.
He gives a lot of credit to who's on deck. Caroline Wong, one of the many newcomers, a transfer in, but kind of leading with that stability. You know, doesn't get too fired up, not too high, not too low, but has really led this team not only with all the stats, but also with her composure.
1-2 pitch. Back up the middle. Jennings gets to it in the dirt and then tags the bag for the force out. Sooner lead as they try and grab the last game of this series after falling in games 1 and 2. And there is a look at your game summary. The 2 runs on 6 hits. Oklahoma scoreless on 3 hits. Ivy Rosenberry stays in the circle into the bottom of the 5th now for Oklahoma State, as Ella Parker will lead things off. 2, 3, and 4 coming up.
Earlier swinging in the counts now, these Oklahoma hitters.
Big 12 championship has been decided. Oklahoma State winning this series in Norman for the first time in 31 years, but there's still something at stake here for the Sooners and this proud Sooner Nation. They have never been swept in a Big 12 series. That's how good they have been for how long. Well, that's what State's trying to get on the way out the door in this final bedlam as Big 12 mates. Series that they're working on, hoping to continue it into the future. Non-conference games. Kenny's been a proponent of meeting up in Oklahoma City at Hall of Fame Stadium and packing tens of thousands in there to watch.
That would be good for the state. Oklahoma and Texas did it last year, sold it out. It was at 9,500 or so.
Full count to Parker. Ella swinging away, back it goes, off the wall, out and left. And Ella sliding in, safe at second. Her second hit of the day.
There it is. You saw it with the last hit. She does so well when she's driving the ball to the left side of the field. We saw that with the foul balls, but this perfectly executed. She was getting underneath those off the end of the bat earlier in this series, now making that adjustment, especially now in the 2-hole.
Likes going into those gaps, 11th double of the year. Just both of the freshmen with the 2 big hits in this game.
Well, guys, and we're noticing now the last couple of innings, they are starting to hit the ball hard, are the Sooners. Here's Jennings, 0 for 2, and 0 for so far in the series.
She's the one.
Opposite way, Tim going back and has room to make the catch. Parker will have to hold.
Patty wanted her.
Yes, she did.
To come. That's just learning as a freshman.
Well, especially the direction that Tim was having to run to make that catch away.
See her just say, don't be afraid. Got a pitching change coming here with 1 out. Another valiant effort from Ivy Rosenberry and a hug with her head coach as she plays through the pain of a rib injury for the second game in a row. Keeping things close. And we'll take the break. Be back in a moment.
Geico makes car insurance as easy.
20th appearance of the season, 5th time in relief, coming on here with 1 on and 1 out to replace Ivy Rosenberry.
Throws with a lot of velocity and has that unique pitching style. One of the big things with Aycock is being able to control that zone. She's hard, upper 60s, low 70s. She's got a good changeup as well. She likes to spot the fastball, but really the key for her is going to be effectively work the corners at times. As a hitter, you don't know if it's coming at your head or going right down the middle of the plate, so she can be effectively wild at times, but unpredictable, and that makes her tough to hit at times.
3 innings of work after getting the start on Friday night. A couple of earned runs, 6 walks. And now Alina Torres. With Ella Parker out at second base. Torres singled and scored on the home run in the 4th. That's in for a strike. Tries to send that the opposite way and foul. Torres grounds to the right side. Rosie Davis only plays to first, 2 down. Parker takes third, and that would have been a situation where she could have scored had she already been at third base. Alyssa Brito will try and bring her home anyways. Brito singled in the 2nd, flew out to center field in the 4th. Off-speed miss, 2-0. That one's low, 3-0.
Got the home run hitter on deck, Cassidy Pickering.
Draws the walk. Two on with 2 outs for Pickering. For a strike. Sun breaking through now this afternoon.
See Jillian Poulard as they let the runner go. For that home run from Pickering. She's been driving everything to left center field. Field shifting way over.
And Clareton in right field is way off the line.
Chance to pick up a pair here. They're now 1 and 2. Oh, called. Oh, strike 3. Called strike 3 on Pickering, and Patty Gasso immediately comes to argue. 2 stranded on base. As Aycock gets the big strikeout.
Kyra Aycock.
Tiare Jennings with the grab and the tag of the bag. And that has kept the Pokes off the board. Shutout so far 2-zip, but here come some big swingers. 3, 4, 5 in the lineup in the top of the 6th. Kirsten Deal is the new pitcher out there for Oklahoma. The sophomore out of Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Was in briefly in game 1 on Friday night. And allowed 2 home run balls. Only had allowed 4 all year prior to that.
It happened quickly, too. Only gave up 3 hits, but 2 of them were the difference makers in the game.
Home runs deciding games 1 and 2. They're the difference here in game 3. Courtesy of Cassidy Pickering. 2 more at-bats for the Pokes. Wong drills that over the head of Riley Boone out left. And another big hop off the wall that Riley plays well and limits Wong to the single, but that'll bring the tying run to the plate now for Oklahoma State. And it's one of those home run hitters, Carly Godwin.
Freshman's been swinging it well. 0 for 2 today, but showing the talent that she has.
Went deep on Friday night.
Yeah, Kenny Gajewski says best swing on the team by far.
She's chasing today. Saw her a little bit more patient Friday and Saturday, and that's why I saw her drive the ball. I mean, you couldn't keep her off the base pass, but sometimes when you're feeling it, it's like, I'm just gonna swing at everything, and that's been Carly this game.
That'll drop behind Sanders in foul territory.
Godwin was one of the home runs off of Kirsten Deal Friday night. It was broken open.
This is upstairs. Third amongst all freshmen in D1 with those 13 home runs, establishing a new school record for Rooks. Godwin, hard hit out to left. Couple of singles to open up the inning for Oklahoma State, and now the tying run's aboard.
Godwin, just so much talent, has that upright stance, knows what she's hunting, a pitch on the outer half, just barrels it up, drives it through that 5-6 hole, has that leg kick, but is on time, and you can just see that she identifies pitches well, she barrels them up well, just mature beyond her years. Beautiful swing.
And now it's the other freshman, Rosie Davis. Right back up the middle. And the Cowgirls are getting to Deal quickly. 3 straight singles to greet her here in the 6th.
Kirsten Deal throws the ball hard, but right now Oklahoma State just right on time with her. It's where Deal needs to mix in some off speed, because you can tell that, having seen her Friday night, a very good idea of what they're hunting. 3 hard hit balls in a row.
She's usually been very good against righties. But now the go-ahead run aboard, that tying run into scoring position.
Nicole May getting up in the bullpen for Oklahoma. I'll tell you what, the play that Riley Boone made to start off the inning, we've seen it now twice. I know they're not comfortable in the stadium, but Riley Boone is comfortable in left field, because the run would have already scored by now. That was a double off the bat. She's played the wall very well.
So the pinch runner coming out to second base, that is the tying run. I would think, too, Oklahoma State doesn't want to waste too much time here and buy more time for the Oklahoma bullpen. I want to get after Deal. Here's Claire Tim, a home run hitter last night. A single and a strikeout today. Here's one of their 4 home runs yesterday.
Claire Tim took a ball off the plate inside, and this was one. We got a few kind of just barely clear, get out of here quick. This one was skyrocketed. Almost the top deck in right field.
Tim out to shallow center. Coleman on the run, makes the catch. 1 down. And it's Michaela Wark, another one of the home run hitters last night, when she and Tim went back-to-back in the 6th inning. Now Patty Gasso's heading out and talking with Deal and the defense with the bases loaded here with 1 out.
All 3 hits given up in this inning to right-handed hitters for Oklahoma State, so it will be interesting. Looks like we are going to get a pitching change.
Yeah.
Patty going out, trying to set back up that matchup.
See, is she going back to Keeney? So she goes back to her starter, and Carly Keeney will return.
Keeney did a good job in this game before they lifted her, and you know, when she pitched at Liberty, she had some really big wins, probably none better than last year. Eliminated UCLA in that regional tournament at UCLA. So she's pitched in some really big-time games.
So Keeney will re-enter to face the bottom 3 in the lineup. So this is what Wark did on Friday night. Gone. Saturday night, ditto.
And both off the bat, you knew they were going yard. You turned around to her teammates and started celebrating. No doubters.
One off Maxwell, the other off of Nicole May.
Home runs have been the difference for them this series. Some anxious moments around Love's Field. Bullpen concerns have been lingering. So now they go back to the red stripe after Deal had the blue strike. And order is restored. Momentarily, the bases are still loaded. Work inside and over the bag and fair ball, and Oklahoma State ties it up.
And how about Michaela Wark knowing exactly what she was hunting, immediately coming in, knowing that Keeney was going to want to try to get ahead. That bases loaded situation, sits on that inner half and just drives it over the bag. You could see that Brito was off the line, and with her being off the line, sneaks that over the bag. Great job by Boone to get to that quickly, but the runner, Scotland Davis, extremely quick out there at second, scores easily to tie up this game.
Fourth single of the inning for Oklahoma State. And we're back to square. And Lexi McDonald will come to the plate. Hayden Sokolowski is the pinch runner at first. Go-ahead run in scoring position for Lexi, who has doubled and singled. In for a strike. 1-1.
Both of Lexi's hits have come to left field. Riley Boone pretty much playing at the warning track. They're trying to pitch her inside. Right there. What Lexi has shown is anything middle away, she does a nice job of driving opposite field, but has not been able to get any hits this weekend on anything inside.
Protects away.
It's a nice pitch by Keeney after coming inside, trying to expand the zone with that screwball in the outer half.
Can't hold up, strike three, 2 down.
It's the thing when you know what you want. She's just looking away. She sees away. It's not even close, though. Not a strike. She knows that. She had already said yes. Body triggered.
Second strikeout for Keeney, and now Megan Bloodworth will hit for herself here in the 9 spot. 0 for 2. Grounded to Jennings, deep in the hole, and makes the play to second. But a couple runs across. Oklahoma State able to come close a couple of times. And then Nebraska with 7 trips to the World Series without a ring. There's the others with 6. Texas is looking awfully strong. Most of those teams will be back in the NCAA tournament this year with a shot at it. The resume for the Pokes. High RPI, a lot of quality wins, including 2 over Oklahoma and 2 over Texas. Congratulations to the Longhorns earlier today, winners of the Big 12 regular season. And a big helping hand in that department from Oklahoma State by winning the first 2 games here in Norman. Hansen knocked down by Aycock and able to pick it up as Bloodworth at short. 1 down. Here's tonight's Sunday night baseball matchup coming your way. It's the Giants and Phils, 7 Eastern on ESPN. Our coverage begins at 6:30 with baseball tonight. Number 8 in the order, Riley Boone. Oklahoma State's been so good this series at responding to runs scored. Let's see if Oklahoma can do the same.
Riley Boone, over the course of her career, has kind of been that. She's the one that leads this team emotionally, gets on base, always in the 9 hole in the 8 spot today.
Yeah, the spark plug,
Yep.
the straw that stirs the drink. I mean, however you want to say it, she's it.
Looking for a base runner, push her around. They only need one to put some pressure on in the 7th. Boone chops that one foul.
Just foul. Well, last year, I think she, at one point, had the highest batting average on the team, and she was in the 9 hole. We're like, Patty, how come she's in the 9 hole? And she's like, she's just good there. She turns over the lineup. I mean, she's just gets it done.
Boone looking to get another party started with the base hit up the middle. And the go-ahead's aboard.
And that smile. Look at this pitch, though. Look at where it's located. 2 strikes for Riley Boone. Watch her hands get to this. I love it. First of all, she's fouling off pitches down at her ankles. She gets to this above the strike zone in a beautiful way. Stays tall. Of course, triggers the crowd with a loud boon after she gets on base.
Sydney Sanders. And then back to the top of the order. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Misses low. Sanders pops it up. That could be trouble, and that'll drop in fair.
Got to be a big exhale for Sydney Sanders to finally see first base. She's struggled the last few weeks, and this is a ball that's got to be caught. It was in the air a long time. Tia Warsop didn't get the best jump. I think that's hers as a left fielder. Just finds that one spot. She didn't start this game in left. That was Claire Tim. They've moved around their defense.
And now they've put Hayden Sokolowski out there.
And you could tell her she took a step back. So it's, again, all those little things that start to add up.
Let's see if Patty Gasso going to get a pinch runner on over at first base for Sanders. And that'll be Maya Bland. So terrific speed on the bases and at the plate here. Jada Coleman, top of the order. 0 for 3 today. Coleman, base hit, waving Boone around, and she will score the go-ahead run for Oklahoma.
Jada Coleman, that senior leadership, knowing immediately coming up, looking for something on the outer half, barrels it up, drives it right back up the middle, and with the speed of Riley Boone at second, the celebration, she is the party starter. Coleman just brings her home.
And she gets it started here in the 6th. And that now puts the Sooners 3 outs away from a win in the 7th. Looking to add to it with Ella Parker. Parker drills one. Deep center field and gone. 3-run home run.
You saw it progressively happen. 3rd inning, a single. 5th inning, a double. Same location. And now, this is the Oklahoma Sooner offense we know. Today being led by the freshman, Ella Parker.
How about on this senior weekend? It's the 2 rookies doing it with their home run.
Well, both Coleman and Parker aggressive early in the count. First good pitch they see, they unleash on.
Chants of Ella all across the stadium. 4,500 is fun. We haven't heard them be very loud this weekend. Haven't had a chance to. They've come alive now.
There's Tiare Jennings. 3 singles in the inning, and now the 3-run home run. She gets a hold of one, drills that off the wall out and left. And just what the doctor ordered for Tiare, her first hit of the series.
Of course, it's an extra base hit. By the way, this being a home run by
Well, I think that might be what the umpires are talking about. Where did that hit off of out there?
Beautiful swing from Tiare. All the bats coming to life now in this 6th inning.
There are bars above the fence.
Oh.
Review is underway.
And the thing is, I think Oklahoma State, their outfield knows. There's no way they don't.
Yeah.
Because they hesitated when it came back in. I was trying to figure out what they were hesitating, because we've seen them get the ball in so quick. They're sitting there.
Well, how big would this be for Jennings, who is trying to fight her way out of the worst stretch of her career at the plate? And this appears to be a solo shot.
Yep. Yeah.
Got the bar.
Right there. Not that kid. He's cool. He's cool. But obviously a home run would be over the white stripe on top of the fence. Home run, Tiare Jennings. And it's back-to-back for OU.
Well, for Jennings, it's her 19th home run of the year. Leads the team.
Well, and historically now, that's home run number 92, so she is tied for 4th all time. And it's career RBI 301, which inches her closer to 5th all time. only 3 ribs away now. Avery Hodge is in position here to be the pinch hitter. So Jennings, 3 for her last 19, but all of those 3 have been home runs.
Wow.
So after the bats were quiet for a couple of games here, they have made some noise today. Pickering a 2-run home run in the 4th, and now Parker and Jennings go back-to-back here in the 6th. We wondered if they could answer the 2 runs in the top of the inning for the Pokes, and they have, in kind. Ground ball to second. Davis is there and throws it away.
Pressure's been on, and that's when mistakes start to pile up. Good job by Davis to get to it, but just sails that. Freshman on the right side of the infield, Rosie Davis, Carly Godwin.
As Kenny chats. And just a moment for us to reflect on how special this weekend has been. Our first trip to the brand new Loves Field, the new home of Sooner softball, and one of the new meccas if you're a college softball fan, to at some point make your way to Norman. Bleachers out in the outfields. I think Holly Rowe is calling the grass out there, the Gasso Garden, where we've already seen a home run ball hit. They are elbow to elbow, shoulder to shoulder, packing them in. They even got box seats up there in center field. Just a beautiful new facility here. There you go. That we're told the grounds crew had a hand in building those.
Grandkids. Gasso grandkids out there.
Gasso grannies. Alyssa Brito pops it up, foul territory, and back to make the catch is Godwin, and Hodge will take third anyways.
I've been impressed with Avery Hodge. She doesn't get a lot of starts. She'll come in late, usually as a defensive replacement, but the fact that she got to second on the overthrow so quickly, and how about tagging on a fly ball to first base, just super smart, reading how casual Carly Godwin, the freshman, was in catching that.
Another pinch hitter here, Hannah Kaur. Actually, she came on as a defensive replacement last half inning, so she'll take a swing here. The 9th to the plate this inning. 5 runs coming home. Open up what had been a tie game. On what has turned into a lovely Cinco de Mayo afternoon. Hammers that back up the middle, and an RBI for Hannah Kaur to score Hodge.
Some of these defensive replacements that don't always have the opportunity to swing the bat or more in for their glove. You can tell the excitement. You can tell that they are hungry. That pitch on the outer half, a curveball that she just blasts right back up the middle. Great base running by Hodge, and now the base hit up the middle by Core. They might be in for the glove, but they show they can play with their bat as well.
Well, don't look now, but the game-winning run is going to step to the plate with the run rule now in reach for Oklahoma here in the bottom of the 6th. Another pinch hitter coming in, Riley Ludlam, the 10th to the plate this inning. Riley, who has spent some time behind the plate when Hansen was out for several games. .339 hitter on the year. Swing and the miss there. A big 6-run 6th inning. Looking to send this senior class out with a win in their final regular season home game in a group. How about Patty Gasso telling our Holly Rowe earlier today in the interview, this is the best class she's ever coached. Their win percentage certainly backs it up, the best ever in the history of the sport, with 3 national championships.
Well, they play all their key positions. It's not just the bats. That's what we get excited about, but catcher, shortstop, center field.
Ludlam, little dribbler out in front of home plate, and they'll get her at first base. But a big 6-run inning powered by the home runs.
How about these Sooner bats?
Regular season finale. Final day of the regular season around college softball. All your conference brackets should be almost ready to fill in as we jump into championship week. And then on to the women's NCAA tournament selection special. A week from tonight, 2 hours of coverage as we unveil the bracket. Next Sunday night, 7 Eastern. 8-2 Sooners with that 6-run 6th inning. And now they're 3 outs away from denying Oklahoma State the sweep, which means they would conclude their Big 12 history without ever having been swept in a 3-game series by a conference foe.
It's a pretty incredible stat. It just shows to the consistency of this program.
Top of the order. Poulard, Edwards, Wong, due up. They got what they came for. Coming down from Stillwater, their first win here in 31 years, and then they tacked on a second win to take their first series here. And when you talk to friends and family and softball fans around the country, another example of providing hope for the rest of the teams contending for a national championship, that Oklahoma might just be beatable in trying to win their 4th consecutive national championship. Guessing the Sooners will have enough fight to say something about that in the coming weeks.
I think just teams know they can score against Oklahoma for the first time. I mean, it's been a long time since their pitching staffs have given up the runs they've given up this year.
0-2.
Yeah, they've given up 34 home runs as a pitching staff, and haven't seen that in the past. And so knowing that they're susceptible to crooked numbers going up on the board does, as you said, Jess, give other teams hope.
Edwards golfs that out to right center. Coleman calling for it. 1 down. Here's Caroline Wong. A single and a walk today. Also hit into a double play. Heading into championship week, when you look at all the numbers, okay, you're talking Texas, you're talking Oklahoma, Oklahoma State, Duke, high up, Tennessee, high up teams, depending on how things play out for championship week. I think all might still have a shot at the top couple of seeds in the NCAA tournament.
Well, it's always interesting to me in Champ Week, the team that maybe is middle of the pack that ends up having a long run through the conference championship and potentially winning that championship or just elevating themselves into a host.
These top 8 seeds, so precious to be able to get through your regional, but host a super.
Yeah, the statistics are staggering. I think it's almost 75% of super regional home games.
75% in the regional, 74% in the supers. That's how important it is to stay at home.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I outmathed you, Smitty. First time ever.
Good job.
In history.
Maybe she was just rounding up.
Called strike 3, 2 down. Last chance, and it's Carly Godwin. Singled and scored in the 6th. A 1. Ground ball. Brito cuts it off. Ball game. Oklahoma wins it. 8-2 your final. An explosive 6-run 6th inning. And they hit 3 home runs on the day to take game 3 of the series. Coming up next, baseball tonight, Sunday night countdown. First round coverage of the Big 12 Softball Championship starts on Wednesday. For our entire crew, thanks for being with us for Bedlam.
Beth, we are leading off on baseball tonight with Tim Kirchin, Kevin Connors. Quite the